Night in the Woods is a story-driven indie adventure game about a cat named May. After dropping out of college, May returns home to Possum Springs in hope of bringing some normality back into her life. But the town has changed since her departure. Luckily, May's old high school friends are still around, so she visits them hoping to find solace in the rekindled friendships. But she finds far more than she bargained for. So to help May and her friends uncover the mystery of Possum Springs, here are 5 tips for Night in the Woods. Tip number 1, Nightmare Glow. In this game, you'll spend most of your days going on adventures and exploring the town. But in part 2, things get a little more interesting. May will start dreaming more and more, and in order to complete the dream, you'll need to traverse it to find 4 musicians, each hidden in a different area of the map. Now this might sound easy, but these maps are pretty big and it's really easy to get lost, especially when trying to locate the final musician. However, the game will give you hints. When May approaches a lantern, you'll notice a slight glow along the edge of your screen. Follow the glow and it will lead you to the next musician. Tip number 2, Demon Tower. Night in the Woods could have you exploring the town for hours on end, and though this is relaxing, sometimes you may find yourself craving a little action. After you clear May's computer of all its adware, you'll be able to play a game called Ancient Doomspire Demon Tower, Part 4, Slaughter of the Blood Thief, or just Demon Tower. In this dungeon crawler, you play as Pale Cat. Your mission is to fight your way to the top and destroy the curse of the tower, so go satisfy your craving for action with some good old-fashioned hack and slash. Assuming you're all filled up on action now, let's move on to tip number 3, explore the town. Each day is full of new things to do around Possum Springs, but to get the most out of it, you'll need to explore the entire town every day, and I mean all of it. There are characters you'll only get the chance to meet on specific days, and some of them are more than just a good conversation. They can lead to new adventures like exploring the flooded subway, where you can go trash island hopping. One of these characters is Lori Myers, who can be found by climbing the rooftops. This also means she can be easily missed if you're not exploring. So yeah, explore the entire town, every day. Being thorough pays off. By the way, if you listen to Selmer's poems every day from part 2 to part 3, you may just net yourself a nice little achievement. Tip number 4, Duskstars. An easy interaction to miss is stargazing with Mr. Chazikov. If you talk to Mr. Chazikov early in the game, he'll mention his love for stargazing and how he stargazes every few days. After, you'll be able to find him on Selmer's rooftop every 2 days. Join him to look for Duskstars. Just remember to put the sun filter on. You don't want to ruin those nightmare eyes. You can find 2 Duskstars per day. Each time you find one, Mr. Chazikov will give you insight and lore on the constellation. The stories are actually pretty fascinating and is a nod to the game Longest Night, which was a game Infinite Fall released during Night in the Woods production. Fun fact, the game's Longest Night and Lost Constellation are available to play in the extras menu on the game's main screen. These 2 games were actually released as supplemental games and were basic concepts for Night in the Woods. Tip number 5, push conversations. If there's still a speech bubble over someone's head after finishing a conversation with them, there may be more to talk about. Pushing these conversations can sometimes lead to special moments or new dialogue with the character. For example, you can learn a bit more about May's past from her parents by pushing conversations with them every day, but you can miss moments like these if you end conversations too early. With its relatable characters, humor, and innocent art style, Night in the Woods draws you into the world immediately. But fair warning, this is not a kid's game. It touches on heavy subjects like mental health and real-world struggles. The more time you spend with the characters, the more you begin to understand their pasts and how they ended up where they are today. Night in the Woods' real tone, along with the deep characters and rich lore, make this game truly unique and incredibly enjoyable. But don't take our word for it. Gather your in-game buddies and uncover the mystery of Possum Springs for yourselves.